Quarterback Bryce Young and linebacker Will Anderson Jr. from Alabama. As a reminder, the team locker room is also open at this time. Coach Saban will make an opening statement, and then we'll open the floor for questions.
Well, I think that there was a team out there today that cared about how they played, cared about the pride they had in their performance, cared about each other, and they prevailed because of that. And I think that started way back when we started practice. You know, there's a lot of guys on this team, including these two guys that are sitting next to me, that have given a lot to this program. And I think the way the team performed out there together as a group with something to prove, I think we had a little bit of a taste in our mouth that if we had a dominant performance, it would show people that we probably did deserve to do a little better than we did in terms of the playoff picture. But at the same time, I'm proud that we came to the Sugar Bowl, proud that we won the Sugar Bowl, but I'm most proud that there was a team out there that cared, that represents the University of Alabama in a first-class way in the way they competed and the way they played in the game. So great competitive character for this team to come into this game and play the way they played, prepare the way they did to have an outstanding performance. So very proud of the group.
Please raise your hand if you have a question. We'll get a microphone to you.
Bryce, I have a question for you. You know, Coach Saban talks about playing in games like this to create value. What do you think a performance like this does for you as a player and your value?
I think that's not really up to me. For me, it was just about doing everything I can to help the team out. This was such a huge opportunity, I feel like, for us as a team, like Coach said, to try to prove something. And, for us to finish this season the right way means a lot. So, whatever comes after that, that's out of my hands. But I'm just happy we were able to win, and I was able to play a game with my guys.
In the back.
Hey, Bryce, Will, Taylor Kaufman from CBS 42 in Birmingham. Just talk about the emotions you have right now walking off the field for what could be the last time for Alabama.
I'm an emotional person, so for me, it's really not about me. It was more just about my teammates because they worked so hard these past 2 weeks. I mean, the practices that we had, all the film study that we had to go through, no school, no none of that, and everybody just locked in, and to see everybody smiling, laughing and have a good time, just the brotherhood that was in there. I mean, it was amazing. I think that's why I'm so emotional right now because all those guys, they hold a special place in my heart. They give me so much confidence. They believe in me so much. They help me so much more than what people know. And just to be around them, it makes me so happy. So I'm very excited. I'm happy for those guys. Everybody stepped up, and I'm super proud of this team.
Right here on the left side.
Coach Saban, Garrett Franks from WVUA-FM. Brian Branch had a big game today, interception, 2 sacks. Kind of speak about the growth you've seen from this season.
Brian Branch has played well for us all season long. He made some big plays today. The interception was big. We got off to a great start in the second half with a big play and 2 scores in the first 2 minutes of the second half, which kind of broke the game open. And his interception was a big part of that. But he's been a very consistent performer for us all year. He plays the star position, but he could play safety as well. So he couldn't finish the game today. He cramped up, and we tried to give him an IV, but great competitor, really good teammate, a guy that always plays hard and gives his best at all times.
Right here on the right side.
Coach Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. The young linebackers, Deontay Lawson, Shahad Campbell, and Sean Murphy, the future of that position, what do you like about it right now?
Well, I think that one of the things that was very helpful to all those guys, Deontay played quite a bit this year because of injuries, but with the 11 bowl practices, the 2 young players and a lot of young players on our team made a significant amount of improvement. So I think those guys can be outstanding players in the future, but I do think their development was enhanced by having the opportunity to practice and play, get ready to play for this game.
Over the middle of the left side.
Hey, Coach. Joey Blackwell, BamaCentral.com. You got your offense combined for 26 yards in its first 2 drives. Then Deuce Vaughn has that 88-yard touchdown. Then you guys score 5 in a row. What switch flipped for you guys that allowed you to have such offensive success?
I think that they play a little different defense, and I think when we got into a little rhythm about how they were playing us, we were able to take advantage of it. And I think Bryce did a really good job. We had some package plays, and he got us in the right plays, which helped us run the ball a little more effectively than we did in the beginning of the game. And then we made a lot of explosive plays. I mean, we attacked them down the field, made some good throws, and guys made really good catches. So I think those explosive plays were huge in the game. The turnovers and explosive plays were huge in the game.
Over here on the right side.
Carrie Osep, NBC 13 out of Birmingham. Bryce and Will, for both of you, whether it was fair or not, it was put into question this season, the Bama standard, and if this team had it. I'm curious if this performance today, if that answered the call for you guys, and how did that stack up? And then also just want to further ask if you guys at this time have any decision on your future with the team.
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, for us, the standard, that's something that, you know, we live by. And it's not just something that we can do one time or it's, you know, it's we did this, we accomplished this, so it's over. You know, it continues, you know, for the future of the program, the future of everything. You know, we have to live by that each and every day. But for us, you know, what we did take from that was making sure that we had pride in how we played and how we prepared, you know, us wanting to finish, us wanting to push ourselves and hold each other accountable. So that was really what was the biggest for me. And, you know, all my time and all my efforts been going into this game. That's all I've been focused on. And, you know, we have the 24-hour rule, so I'm just happy to celebrate this with my guys, and that's all I've been thinking about.
Ted Lewis with the Times Picayune. A couple of questions for each of you. Will, what was it like looking up at the scoreboard and you're down 10-0? That doesn't happen to y'all very much. And the emotional and impact and the significance of that second half of stopping them at the goal line. Bryce, for you, most teams would just kneel down at that time. The significance of y'all taking the ball down the field and scoring a touchdown right there. And also, y'all played for a lot more empty seats today than Alabama's used to. Did that motivate y'all in any way?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, being down 10-0, I think all the leaders did a really good job on defense. Byron Young did a good job getting his guys going. I did a good job of getting my guys going. Henry Toa did a good job of getting his guys, Jordan Battle. And we all came together as a defense, like, look, this is what we got to do. This is how we got to stop them. Everybody just bow up. Let's go. We know what to do. We practiced 2 weeks. And then after that, I think everybody just started going. And, yeah, it was good. And
Sorry, what was the first question?
Just taking the ball down the field.
Oh, yeah.
Just kneel down or run out the clock, and also then, again, it wasn't as much of a crowd as Alabama is used to. How did that motivate y'all one way or the other?
Well, I think that just speaks to the confidence that Coach gave us. You know, trusting us as an offense to move the ball. Obviously, you know, there's things that can go wrong down there. You know, you don't want to give the ball back. You obviously don't want to turn the ball over because that's points. But Coach trusted us in those moments. You know, we practice 2-minute all the time. He had confidence in us, and you know, again, we play for each other. And you know, as far as the stadium goes, all I heard was a bunch of Alabama fans cheering us on, rooting us on. It got really loud in there, especially third down with them having the ball. And you know, this obviously is all sight for us, but you know, for us to travel as well as we did, with all that support, you know, the crowd and the support we get, that means a lot to us. So you know, we have the best supporters, the best fans in the country, and you know, it showed again today.
Ted,
Right over here on the right
Ted,
side.
You know I've loved you for years, right? It's been a long time. But they had 3 timeouts. We had to make a first down. We made a first down and got out to the 20-yard line. When we get that kind of field position with a minute to go in the half, we're going to go 2 minutes. But they were going to call 3 timeouts and make us punt. So we had to run the ball. We had to go. We couldn't kneel on the ball. And we got lots of confidence and trust in our players. And that was a huge swing in the game for us to stop them on 4th down and then go 98 yards in less than a minute and score a touchdown. But we do practice it.
Right over here on the right side.
Johnny Condon, ABC 3340 in Birmingham. This is for Coach Saban. This win really paired with how well you showed in the Iron Bowl, paired with your recruiting class that you have coming in from next year. What kind of springboard is the end of this season as you get ready for the offseason and get ready for 2023?
Well, I think every team has to go through a process of development. We have a lot of new players on the team. Your roster changes more than it normally does based on the significance of the portal and transferring and a lot of things that are happening in college football right now. So We want to just continue to try to develop our guys, get them to trust and believe in the process of what they need to do to be the best players that they can be. And when recruits come in, they're going to come in at varying levels of development and maturity to be able to be ready to play or not play. So all those things are a lot of unknowns that you just got to see how it all sort of fits together. But I think when everybody respects and trusts the principles and values of the organization and the standard, you have a much better chance to develop a team. And leadership is always something that is a big part of that as well. And we have enjoyed really good leadership on this team, primarily because of the two guys sitting next to me, but we've had some other good leaders on this team as well.
Staying here on the right side.
Tony Reese, WCVM out of Columbus, Georgia. Coach Saban, if there was one takeaway or one statement you want people to resonate from this game, you might have already said it, but what would that be today?
I'm sorry, I couldn't
I'm
hear
sorry.
you.
If there was one statement or testament from today's, if there was one takeaway from today, what would that be that you want folks to know about you and your team and those guys sitting beside you?
Your circumstances don't make you. They reveal the kind of character that you have. And I think this team revealed tremendous character, competitive character, in the way they prepared for this game and the way they played in this game. So you could say the circumstances, and we've had teams in this circumstance before. We didn't get in the playoffs. We came and played in the Sugar Bowl, and we didn't play very well. And we didn't practice very well, and we didn't prepare very well. But this team did. And, you know, they went out there like a team, played together as a team, and they were rewarded for it because of what they put into it.
Get right here in the middle.
Yeah, Tommy D's USA Today Network. Bryce, you've had at times this season trouble getting the vertical passing game going, and obviously it did today. I think you missed one early, or there may have been a miscommunication, but what kind of opportunities did you see, and what did your receivers do to make that happen?
Yeah, the receivers are doing a great job creating separation and getting open, you know, and they've done a great job, you know, throughout. Again, I have a lot of all the confidence in the world in my receivers, and you know they were running past guys today. It was a great job of taking advantage of that with the play calling, and you know just us, you know, as a whole. I think just connecting, you know, taking advantage of our assignments, and you know for me, anytime it's a deep ball, I just try to put some air on it, let them run under it, and again, the receivers did an amazing job with that today, and the O-line did a great job of giving me time, running backs too, in protection, you know, because those are longer developing routes, and, you know, it's really, you know, you see, you know, maybe just the throw and the catch from the quarterback and the receiver, but all 11 come into play when it comes to stuff like that. So, you know, all the credit goes to those guys for making my job easy.
Right here on the right side.
Coach Saban, this one's for you. Obviously, we don't know if we're going to see these two in Crimson Tide again, but you're in the coaching game and you try to teach guys things. But I can imagine these two have taught you a lot in this, you know, the years that you've been with them. What would you want to say to them and thank them for if they were able to teach you anything with their time with you?
Well, I want them to make the best business decision for themselves and their future. And if you're going to be a high first-round draft pick, the business decision has always been it's probably best to go out for the draft unless you have some other reason that you don't feel you're ready to do that, or there's some other goal that you have in mind that you want to accomplish. But and that's the advice that I've given all of our players through the years. So and I think these guys are probably more than deserving of, you know, that kind of attention when the draft rolls around. But I think these guys sent a message to everybody that you create value for yourself by playing football. You don't create value for yourself by opting out and saying, I'm going to get ready for the draft. Because what are you getting ready for? Combine? Half the stuff you do at the combine isn't relative to football. So, but when you play against good competition and you play well, that creates value. And I think it speaks volumes of your character when you choose to be a part of your team, and you can be counted on to be a part of your team regardless of the circumstances, and you finish the season with your team.
We have time for one more question. Please raise your hand. All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate what the press has done all year long to give our players a lot of positive self-gratification for their efforts and what they do. I know you all think I don't think a lot of you, but I do really appreciate what you do for the players.